Hey, welcome everybody to another episode of The Couch Chat, Sunglasses Edition. I believe I was just coming in from outside and my transition lenses are still a little dark. So you don't have to look at my eyes, I guess. So, here with the couch, here with the coffee, on The Couch Chat. So this week I just wanted to talk maybe a little bit about the bulletin article I have in the bulletin. So it's the last weekend in March. And basically the bulletin article is an analogy that somebody put forward that I thought really kind of captured what we're going through presents a really great analogy. And this analogy came from a discussion that we were having on the staff about when to start really pushing the name and all that goes into being the holy face of Jesus parish. And, when do you do this? How do you do this? What sort of time do we need? All that sort of thing. A lot of discussions around that and kind of planning and formalizing things, getting them changed. And this person put forth the analogy because my tendency, my innate response was, let's just start running as fast as we can. And there was a lot of people cautioning that, and I appreciate that. Getting some pushback is healthy a lot of times. So anyways, and this person put forth an analogy. She said that, it seems to be what's happening is a marriage, right? In so many ways, our parishes, the physical parish communities, the territory that is a parish, are merging. They're getting married together, right? They're coming together. The four become one, like literally they become one. And the analogy was like for a bride, she doesn't take the name of the groom until the wedding day. There's all sorts of things a bride does and a groom do to prepare for their wedding day, right? There's different parties, the families get to know each other, they get gifts together, but until they are married, the name changes, or the name is the same. But you even think before their wedding day, before life in every way is combined, there's a whole lot of preparation that has to go into that. You think about, sometimes a couple will buy a house together and, the groom or their bride will live in it and the other one's living at home still. That happens a lot. But then they have to figure out we have two sets of stuff, right? Are we going to need two sets of dinnerware? Now, granted, that's not always the case of combining that. Sometimes they just both need new stuff. But you get the point, right? We have to figure out how to combine our finances, right? If somebody comes in with a lot of debt, you got to figure out how the couple's going to deal with the debt. If couples, two cars, how are we going to do car payments? How are we going to do insurance? Are we going to do my insurance or your insurance? What are we going to do here? And those are so many of the discussions that we are having now. As we're looking towards this parish merger of the wedding date of our parishes to be one parish, that's basically what we're at right now. We're in this maybe 15-month engagement. We're kind of talking, we don't get to set that date. We can recommend something to the Archbishop, but it seems like July 1st, 2024 makes sense from a standpoint of this merger. So that's the analogy, right? Is right now we're in this engagement phase where we're getting to know each other in deeper ways. We're working together, but also we're having the real concrete discussions of, what are we going to do about this bill or this pieces of property that we own? Nothing drastic, but how do we keep up paying the bills that we have? How do we ensure people have confidence that money's going to the right place? All of those sorts of things. Of course, this analogy, like any analogy, only goes so far. Maybe you say, in a wedding, both those parties are willing to do this. And sometimes, particular people are not as willing or as excited about parish merger. And that's honest, that sometimes we're not quite as willing as a bride and groom are as excited to get married. Particular people or groups of people in this parish process, and fair enough. We've got 1,600 people at Mass on the weekend, and there's probably 1,600 different thoughts, opinions, and feelings about all of this, and so that's just a reality that we're dealing with. But nonetheless, I think the analogy is helpful for us, right? That's why you still see the Petersburg Parish on the website, on our email addresses, on the bulletin, because that's still where we are until that marriage date happens. We'll really begin to, once we have a date set for the marriage by the Archbishop, then we'll know what we're working for. So that's kind of where we are, and that's a little bit of the path forward. So I think it's a super helpful analogy, and feel free to share it with anybody who's trying to wrap their heads around what we're doing, what phase are we in now. So Father Sean for the Couch Chat, and we'll see you next week. And we're getting close to Easter, so hopefully you're having a great Lent, one that is drawing you closer to Jesus Christ, and look forward to Easter Sunday. So Father Sean for the Couch Chat, God bless, and look forward to seeing you on a wedding day. Just kidding, but seriously.